This is the Thayer Podcast for Monday, March 17th, 2025. Contrary to what you might have been led to believe in the last 4 or 5 years, transparent describes something you can see through, not Dylan Mulvaney's daddy or Caitlyn Jenner's mommy. Transparent, what Donald Trump promised to be as President of the United States. There's been a lot of crabbing and complaining of late that things are getting all screwed up because of Donald Trump's messing with our bureaucracy, the economy, and foreign relations. Really? Is that the truth, or just more gaslighting from the outdated liberal mainstream media? Well, let's get it straight. I was listening to a couple of people on the radio the other day. One was crabbing about the effects the stock market was having on his 401k retirement fund. All my savings is in the toilet because of Trump's meddling with tariffs on Mexico and China and Canada, he complained. His female partner, sounding a little older and more experienced, said, "I'm not worrying one bit about the markets because I'm in it for the long haul. Everything's going to be just fine." Trump hasn't been doing anything new. He's just been dealing with both our adversaries and our friends very openly and very publicly. Stuff that's making the news these days used to happen behind closed doors, and the press was not invited. If you wanted to talk tariffs, you had to sit down, put your cards on the table one at a time, in private, so the world didn't get its tighty-whities all in a knot. Today, all that's gone by the wayside. It's all up front, out in public, and the press is invited. The same thing goes for the economy. Naysayers were talking about looming recession last fall. Guess what? They're still fussing and fuming about how current policies are making a recession likely. Let's see now. Inflation is now down to 2.8%. Inflation peaked during the Trump years at 2.95% in July of 2018. It was at just 0.12% in May of 2020. In contrast, the highest official inflation rate under Biden was 9.06 in June of 2022, compared to August of 2024 when it hit bottom at 2.44 before rebounding to 3% before Joe left office in January. 2.8% doesn't sound so bad, especially when you consider that extreme interest rates are the main contributor to recession. Finally, there are the very open negotiations involving the Ukraine and Russia. Exchanges between Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, Vice President J.D. Vance, and President Trump would never have happened if the U.S. President hadn't made his dealings with Zelensky transparent, right there in front of God and half the world press. That transparency caused Zelensky to quietly craft a letter of apology and put negotiations between Russia, the Ukraine, and the United States back on the table. Do we even need to scratch the surface of what Trump and Elon Musk have been doing to government? Transparently? I didn't think so. Improvise, adapt, overcome, simplify,